The road near the old bus stop was quiet that afternoon, and the air felt warm and slow. A little girl named Mia stood near the road holding a rope leash in her small hands. She was 8 years old with gentle eyes and a calm face that showed trust in the world. Beside her sat a large German shepherd named Rex whose body was strong and steady. Rex did not look around in a wild way because he was trained to stay calm. His ears were upright, and his eyes moved carefully as he observed the area. People passing by often thought he was just a big dog resting quietly. They did not know his history or the places he had seen before this town. Mia gently placed her hand on Rex's head and felt safe beside him. To her, Rex was not scary or dangerous but loving and loyal. She had found him at a shelter a year ago when he looked tired and silent. From that day she promised she would always protect him and care for him. Rex trusted Mia fully and followed her everywhere without question. He walked beside her to school roads, parks, and shops without pulling the leash. He listened to her soft voice more than any loud command. The bond between them was built on kindness and patience. Mia was waiting for her mother who had gone inside a small shop nearby. The glass door of the shop reflected sunlight and faint movement inside. Mia stood still and counted cars in her head to pass the time. Rex stayed seated close to her legs like a shadow that never left. From far away the sound of an engine slowly grew louder. The noise broke the calm air and echoed between the buildings. Mia looked up as a motorcycle appeared at the end of the road. Rex noticed it too and adjusted his posture without standing. The motorcycle came closer and slowed down near the bus stop. The rider wore dark clothes and heavy shoes and walked with confidence. He looked around as if the street belonged only to him. When he noticed the little girl and the dog, a grin formed on his face. To the man this was just a moment of entertainment. He did not see a child who trusted the world. He did not see a dog who had chosen peace after hardship. He only saw a chance to feel powerful. Mia felt uneasy and tightened her grip on the leash. She whispered Rex's name softly, hoping for comfort. Rex stayed calm, but his breathing changed slightly. He was aware that something was wrong, even if Mia did not understand fully. Rex had once lived a very different life before meeting Mia. He had been trained with discipline in places where fear was common. He had learned to stay alert without acting without reason. He had learned control above all else. Those lessons stayed inside him even now. Rex did not react quickly or without purpose. He waited and observed and judged the situation carefully. This calm strength made him different from ordinary animals. The man stepped closer and laughed quietly. His voice carried a careless tone that made Mia nervous. Mia wished her mother would come back quickly. She felt small standing there with eyes watching them. Rex sensed Mia's fear through her touch. Her hand trembled slightly against his fur. That small signal meant more to him than any command. Protecting Mia was the one rule he never broke. The street felt silent again, as if the air was holding its breath. Even the birds nearby seemed to pause their sounds. The man moved his foot closer without thinking. He believed nothing would happen. Mia's heart beat fast and her eyes widened. She did not understand why adults could be so careless. She only knew that Rex had once been hurt before. She did not want that pain to return. Inside the shop, Mia's mother turned toward the window. She saw the scene outside and felt fear rise inside her. Her steps slowed as she watched the man near her child. She wanted to shout, but fear held her voice back. Rex remained still, but his body was ready. His muscles were tense yet controlled. His eyes followed every movement closely. He was not angry but focused. Rex remembered harsh lessons from his past. He remembered being trained to guard without fear. He remembered learning when to act and when to wait. Those memories did not control him but guided him. The man laughed again, unaware of the silent strength beside him. He did not notice how Rex's eyes never left him. He did not understand that calm can be more powerful than noise. He believed the situation was under his control. Mia closed her eyes for a moment and whispered Rex's name again. Her voice was soft but filled with trust. Rex heard it clearly and felt his purpose sharpen. Everything he was now existed for this one moment. The road felt heavier as time slowed. The man leaned closer, still unaware of the danger he created. Mia's mother stepped out of the shop, finally moving forward. Her face showed fear and urgency. Rex did not move yet, but the decision was already made inside him. He would not allow harm to reach the child beside him. He had chosen peace, but peace had limits. The quiet warrior was awake. The man still believed this was a harmless joke. He did not know that respect cannot be forced. He did not know that some strength stays silent until needed. He stood unaware at the edge of his mistake. And in that still moment before anything happened, the bond between a girl and her dog stood stronger than fear. The calm street held its breath as the truth waited to be revealed. The moment stretched longer as the man stood too close and smiled without care. Mia felt frozen, as if her feet were stuck to the ground. Her small fingers tightened around the leash and her shoulders stiffened. She looked up at Rex with eyes full of silent questions. Rex stayed seated, but his mind was fully awake. Every sound, every movement, and every breath around him felt sharp. He noticed the way the man leaned forward and the way his balance shifted. He noticed the careless confidence that often came before trouble. The man made a joking sound and moved his foot again. He believed the dog would jump back or the girl would cry. He expected fear and laughter to follow. He did not expect calm resistance. Rex slowly stood up without a sound. His movement was smooth and controlled, not sudden or wild. His body placed itself slightly in front of Mia. This single step changed everything. Mia felt Rex move and her fear softened just a little. She knew that when Rex stood like that, he was serious. He was not angry but alert and ready. She trusted him more than anyone in that moment. The man stopped laughing when he saw the dog rise. His smile faded as he noticed Rex's posture. The dog did not bark or growl or show teeth. He simply stood tall and watched. Rex's eyes were steady and unblinking. They did not threaten, but they did not invite foolishness. They carried the weight of experience and discipline. It was the look of something that understood danger very well. The air between them felt heavy and quiet. Even the engine of the motorcycle ticked softly as it cooled. The man shifted his weight and felt unsure for the first time. He had not planned for this feeling. Mia's mother was walking faster now. Her steps were quick and tense as she crossed the road. She called Mia's name with worry in her voice. Her heart felt tight as she watched the scene unfold. The man tried to laugh again, but it sounded weak. He raised his hands slightly, pretending it was all a joke. He spoke casually as if nothing was wrong. But his body told a different story. Rex did not move closer and did not step back. He held his ground with quiet confidence. His stance said enough without sound. He was not there to attack, but to stop harm. Rex remembered moments from his past as he stood there. He remembered learning to guard important places. He remembered being taught to protect without chaos. Those lessons shaped every second of his behavior now. Mia felt her mother's presence growing nearer. She turned her head slightly and saw her running. Relief washed over her like a warm wave. She felt less alone. The man noticed the woman approaching, and his mood shifted again. He stepped back one small step. His confidence cracked further. He realized too late that he had crossed a line. Rex noticed the step back and stayed alert. He did not chase or follow. He understood that retreat was enough. Peace was still possible. Mia's mother reached them and pulled Mia close. She placed herself between her daughter and the man. Her voice shook as she spoke firmly. She told the man to step away. The man raised his hands and backed off slowly. He mumbled something and avoided eye contact. He walked toward his motorcycle without pride. His joke no longer felt funny. Rex watched every movement until the man reached his bike. His eyes stayed locked on him until the distance grew safe. Only then did Rex slowly relax his stance. The danger had passed, but his focus remained. Mia hugged Rex tightly around the neck. Her face pressed into his fur as she breathed deeply. Tears filled her eyes but did not fall. She whispered thanks into his ear. Rex stood still and allowed the hug. He lowered his head slightly toward her. This was the side only Mia knew. Gentle, loyal, and calm. Mia's mother knelt beside them and placed a hand on Rex's back. She looked into his eyes and saw something unusual. She saw intelligence and restraint beyond expectation. Her fear turned into deep respect. The man started his motorcycle again. The loud sound broke the silence sharply. He did not look back as he rode away. The road swallowed the noise slowly. People nearby who had watched from a distance relaxed. Some whispered to each other quietly. They looked at Rex with new understanding. The calm dog had changed the moment without chaos. Mia's mother thanked Rex softly. She spoke as if he understood every word. In truth, he did. He leaned slightly toward her in response. Mia wiped her eyes and smiled faintly. She felt proud and safe at the same time. She did not fully understand what Rex had done, but she felt it deeply. The street slowly returned to normal. Cars passed again and birds resumed their sounds. Life continued as if nothing had happened. But something had changed inside everyone involved. Rex sat down again beside Mia. His breathing returned to normal. His eyes softened as the tension faded. The warrior rested once more. Mia held the leash gently and looked at Rex with love. She did not know his past in detail. She only knew that he chose her every day. That was enough. Mia's mother stood up and took a deep breath. She felt grateful beyond words. She realized that Rex was more than a pet. He was a protector by choice. As they prepared to leave the bus stop, the sun dipped lower. The light softened across the road and buildings. The moment felt calm again. But the memory stayed strong. Rex walked beside Mia as they left. His steps were steady and calm. Nothing in his movement showed aggression. Only balance and control. The town would remember this day quietly. Not because of noise or drama, but because a line had been drawn without force. Respect had been restored without harm. And Rex, the silent guardian, returned to peace once more. The walk home felt slower than usual as Mia stayed close to Rex the whole way. Her small hand held the leash, but her other hand rested against his side. She felt calm again, but her thoughts moved quietly inside her mind. She kept replaying the moment at the bus stop without fully understanding it. Rex walked with his head level and his pace even. People who passed them noticed the dog and stepped aside politely. Some nodded at Mia and some smiled softly. There was a new respect in their eyes. Mia's mother stayed close and watched Rex carefully. She noticed how he checked corners and sounds without pulling the leash. His movements were not nervous or tense. They were practiced and thoughtful. When they reached home, Mia went inside and sat on the floor. Rex lay down near her feet, as he always did. The room felt safe and familiar again. Sunlight came through the window and warmed the floor. Mia looked at Rex for a long time. She had always known he was special. But now she felt something deeper. She felt protected in a new way. Her mother watched them from the doorway. She remembered the look in Rex's eyes at the bus stop. It was not the look of an animal acting on fear. It was the look of calm choice. That night Mia dreamed quietly. She dreamed of walking through tall grass with Rex beside her. Nothing chased them and nothing scared them. They walked forward together without worry. Rex slept lightly as he always did. Every small sound reached his ears. He stayed alert even while resting. Protecting Mia was part of who he was. The next day word spread through the neighborhood. People talked softly about the calm dog and the careless biker. Some shared the story at shops and corners. Others simply watched Rex differently when he passed. Mia did not like the attention much. She preferred quiet days and simple walks. But Rex did not change his behavior. He remained steady and gentle as always. At school, Mia told her teacher a small part of the story. She said Rex stood up for her. The teacher listened carefully and smiled. She said loyalty is a strong thing. After school, Mia and Rex walked to the park. Children played and ran across the grass. Some dogs barked loudly and pulled on leashes. Rex stayed calm and close to Mia. A boy approached and asked if he could pet Rex. Mia looked at Rex first. Rex stayed relaxed and still. Mia nodded and the boy smiled. The boy touched Rex gently and laughed. Rex accepted the touch without moving. Mia felt proud and happy. She saw how Rex could be both strong and kind. Mia's mother sat on a bench and watched. She thought about Rex's past and wondered what he had been through. She realized some stories do not need to be spoken. What mattered was who Rex chose to be now. Later that evening, Mia asked a simple question. She asked why Rex never barked at people. Her mother thought for a moment before answering. She said strength does not need noise. Mia nodded even if she did not fully understand. She hugged Rex tightly and smiled. Rex leaned into her gently. Their bond grew stronger in silence. Days passed and life returned to routine. Walks, meals, and quiet evenings filled their time. But something inside Mia had changed. She walked with more confidence. Rex noticed this change and stayed close. He adjusted his pace to hers. He stayed between her and the road. These small actions showed care. One afternoon, Mia saw a motorcycle in the distance. Her body tensed for a moment. Rex noticed immediately. He slowed and looked at her calmly. Mia took a deep breath and relaxed. She trusted Rex completely now. The motorcycle passed without stopping. The moment faded quickly. Rex did not react because there was no need. He understood the difference between danger and noise. This understanding came from experience. It guided every step he took. That evening, Mia's mother sat beside Rex. She spoke softly and thanked him again. She told him he was part of their family. Rex listened quietly. He rested his head near her knee. This simple gesture meant trust. He had chosen them just as they chose him. The bond felt complete. Mia watched them and felt warm inside. She realized Rex was not just protecting her body. He was protecting her sense of safety. That mattered more than anything. The town continued its rhythm. People came and went as usual. But some lessons stayed behind. Respect and calm strength were remembered. Rex continued to walk beside Mia each day. He did not seek attention or praise. He did not need recognition. His purpose was already fulfilled. Mia grew more confident with every step. She felt brave without being loud. She felt strong without being aggressive. Rex taught her this without words. As the sun set each evening, they returned home together. Their shadows stretched long across the road. Two figures moving in quiet harmony. A child and her guardian. The events at the bus stop slowly became a memory. But the bond it revealed remained alive. Rex stayed peaceful because peace was his choice. And Mia felt safe because love stood beside her. Time continued to move forward and the memory of that day slowly settled into the past. Mia grew a little taller with each passing month and her steps became more confident. She still walked the same roads and visited the same places with Rex beside her. Nothing about their routine changed, but everything about their bond felt deeper. Rex aged quietly with grace and patience. His movements remained steady and his eyes stayed sharp. He no longer needed to prove anything to anyone. His role in Mia's life was clear and complete. People in the town spoke kindly when they saw them pass. Some waved and some simply smiled. They remembered the calm strength Rex showed that day. They respected him without fear. Mia learned important lessons without being taught directly. She learned that being strong did not mean being loud. She learned that courage could exist quietly. She learned this by watching Rex every day. At school, Mia became more confident in speaking up. She helped smaller children and shared her things. She stood calmly when others argued. Her teacher noticed this change with pride. Rex waited for her every afternoon near the gate. He sat patiently without pulling or pacing. When Mia appeared, his tail moved slowly. That simple motion showed joy without excitement. One afternoon, a group of children asked about Rex. They wanted to know why he was so calm. Mia thought carefully before answering. She said Rex chose to be gentle. The children listened and nodded. They reached out and touched Rex kindly. Rex accepted their hands with patience. Trust grew naturally around him. Mia's mother often watched these moments quietly. She felt grateful for the day Rex entered their lives. She believed some connections were meant to happen. Rex felt like one of those moments. That evening, as the sky turned orange, Mia sat beside Rex. She leaned against his side and looked ahead. She asked him softly if he would always stay. Rex stayed still and calm. He rested his head gently near her shoulder. That was his answer. No words were needed. The promise felt strong and real. As years passed, Mia faced new challenges. School became harder and friendships changed. Some days felt confusing and heavy, but Rex remained constant. When Mia felt sad, she sat beside Rex. She spoke quietly and he listened. He did not interrupt or judge. His presence brought comfort. Rex understood emotions without explanation. He stayed close during difficult moments. He followed Mia from room to room. This silent support meant everything. One day, Mia's mother sat with her and spoke about responsibility. She explained that Rex would grow older one day. She explained that caring meant staying even when things changed. Mia listened seriously. Mia hugged Rex tightly after that talk. She promised she would always care for him. She promised she would protect him too. The promise felt fair and true. Rex continued to live peacefully. He enjoyed long walks and quiet evenings. He slept near the door and watched over the house. His purpose stayed clear. The town continued to change slowly. New people arrived and old ones moved away. Buildings changed and shops closed. But some things stayed the same. Mia and Rex walking together remained a familiar sight. Their calm presence became part of the town's rhythm. People felt safe seeing them. They reminded others of quiet strength. One evening, Mia and Rex returned to the old bus stop. The place looked the same as before. Cars passed and the air felt warm. Mia stood still and looked around. She remembered the day when fear stood there. She remembered how calm strength changed everything. She placed her hand on Rex's head. Rex stood calmly beside her. Mia smiled softly and felt proud. She was no longer the frightened child from that day. She had grown stronger inside. Rex had helped her grow. Rex looked around with the same steady eyes. The past no longer weighed on him. He had fulfilled his duty. Peace surrounded him again. Mia's mother watched from a short distance. She felt grateful for how life unfolded. She believed that kindness and strength could exist together. Rex proved that belief true. As the sun lowered, Mia and Rex walked home. Their shadows stretched across the road once more. Two figures moving calmly forward. Nothing rushed them. Rex slowed his pace slightly to match Mia. Mia matched his steps without thinking. They moved together naturally. Their bond needed no effort. That night, Mia wrote quietly in her notebook. She wrote about loyalty and trust. She wrote about quiet courage. She wrote about Rex. Rex rested nearby, listening to her breathing. He stayed alert but relaxed. He knew this place was safe. His work was done for the day. The story of the biker faded into memory. It was no longer about fear or danger. It became a lesson instead. A lesson about respect and calm strength. Mia carried that lesson into her future. She remembered it in difficult moments. She remembered how calm choices matter. Rex had taught her well. Rex continued to live peacefully as a guardian by choice. He did not seek conflict or attention. He chose balance and care. That choice defined him. And so the quiet warrior remained what he always was. Not a symbol of fear but of protection. Not a force of chaos but of calm. A guardian who stood when needed and rested when peace returned.